This will be housekeeping and about Raphaelson and about the impossibility of dealing with the ignorant public. If you're insulted, well, the truth. So obviously for my last post, college, I'm thinking about the meta-I, the behavior of all eyes starting at birth. Eyes that don't have errors, they don't have defects, they don't have ametropia, they're not bad cameras, all of that. If you impose that on something, you're not going to understand. So that was my experience in college, designing control systems, and all the evidence, primate data, showed that this fundamental eye, highly sophisticated, and controls its refractive state in both directions. If you measure with a retinoscope and don't impose box camera theory on the eye, as long as a picture of a box camera pops up in your mind when I say anything, you're not going to understand. You're wasting your time. So that was my experience of the isolated word of engineering science, and then talking to Raphaelson, dealing with an impossible situation, the ignorance of the public. So I'm not a critic. I don't like to be critical of any medical person. In an impossible situation, there's no hope, there's no possibility that they will ever help you with prevention. So you either have to help yourself or forget it. People hear the word nearsighted say, oh, he has a solution. I have no solution. If you start wearing minus lens, it's over for you. And this is true of what Wong is doing, if you ever took her seriously. Keeping your eyes 20 inches off the page will probably be successful. In an engineering scientific concept, that will work. But the parents and child have to do it. And parents and children don't do it. So that got me to talking with Raphaelson. He was nearby. I was in Columbus, Ohio. He was in Cincinnati. So we drove over after Christmas, and talked to him. I had no idea what I would encounter. I heard the word plus, and I'd figured out in college that if you're slightly nearsighted, the plus should be possible for prevention. But that's you're an engineer understanding the eye, all eyes as dynamic systems, the meta-I. He tried to use the plus, total rejection, absolute complete reduction. You cannot teach science in an optometrist's office to anybody. The optometrist can help his own children with plus. Well, they still have 20/40, but that's the end of it. If you're here and wearing a minus lens, forget it. You can't get out of it. So I have a question on Jacob Raphaelson. He intuitively understood the meta-I, the concept. But as an optometrist, it was hopeless. He couldn't deal with the public respectfully and completely. Everybody wants their vision made sharp immediately, and they want prevention. Those are mutually exclusive goals. You have one, but not the other. So one of the questions was from about Raphaelson, and it was the plus lens. And you have to know the primate eyes, how they behave, and that is from Dr. Smith III, where he measured the eyes of two primate eyes side by side, and provided you don't put lenses on it, the eyes will stay within a half diopter of each other, which means you can use a strength plus on each eye. I demonstrate. Plus 2.5 on each eye. Each eye is about half a diopter. Close enough so I can use it with no problem at all. Same way that may snowing. Why 2040? Providing I do the measurements myself, test lens, so forth. Because I can do most things with no glasses. And I can wear, at 2040, I can wear a two diopter. Just push away till you find just blur point. And it's extremely easy beyond that point, because all I have to do is wear the plus when I'm reading. And very slowly, both eye will change their refractive state in a positive direction, both of them together. This is why I'm prescribing a different lens for each eye, causes each eye go in the other direction, goes in the direction of the lens applied, which means when you prescribe individual eye lenses, their refractions will go in seriously different direction. And that is in the data of Dr. Smith III, and he doesn't understand it. He publishes the data, doesn't want to understand it. There's such a thing as not understanding. And then there's the other thing of not wanting to understand at all. And that's the world of optometry and the public. I will not argue about it. Cataract surgery did get me to 2060. And let's say I wore the plus and I stayed at 2060. If that were the case, I probably would not be talking to you. But I do say this about Dr. Johnson, truly amazing. He's down to minus 6.5. The eye has a power of 60 diopters. 10% of 60 is 6 diopters. So somehow Dr. Johnson managed to get his eyes to change almost by 6 diopters. 10%, incredible. I don't make any claims like that. It's just incredible. He's now at 2050, and you hold up a minus lens, that will get you, minus 1 will get you to about 2030. So that's how much change he will have to have. Again, from my meta eye concept, I don't know about what he will do with his daughter. If children have a positive refraction almost uniformly, if you don't put lenses on them. So in the future, 20 years, that's going to be an issue with his daughter and Dr. Johnson. We will not know that result, because if the result is correct, the child will keep 20/20 for the next 20 years. And it will all be because Dr. Johnson's understanding of the meta eye concept, because he can't prescribe prevention when you have 20/20 positive refraction, which means that prevention's far beyond anything that's medical, because you're measuring eye at 20/20. You're saying, I don't see why I have to wear a plus lens for prevention when I have 20/20. That's the crude logic of most people in this world. That's why no one medical could help you. And it's sad. So that's why I would expect to be talking only to engineering students who understand this control system, the meta eye, and how that meta eye actually does behave when objectively measured with a retinoscope, because you can't measure it in any other way than that way. I think they had to freeze the eye with a drug in order to measure the primate eye. So that's, if you ask an honest question, you'll get an honest answer. But if the question is insulting to me, or you don't understand what you're doing, I probably will not answer. But that's the answer, and that puzzle being, how could you use equal strength plus lenses if the eyes are different? And the question is, how different? If they haven't been wearing a minus lens, the eyes will be with a half diopter of each other, and then just using a plus lens, And that was the answer to Raphaelson's implied question. And that's up to you to decide. So I'll go through my videos and reduce them and condense them. But if you're here asking about nearsightedness, oh, I'm 8 diopters now, what can I do? How do I get out of it? Go to reduce minus, forget it. You're not going to make it. If you have -2 and you say, oh, I don't understand why, and it's a waste of time, you're not going to make it. You're dead. Your eyes are dead. You're not going to make it. Working with Dr. Johnson, I could see could be successful. And Rupa Wong, all her time is in preventing her own kids from entering myopia, let alone you. She doesn't have time for you. I probably don't have time for you either for exactly that reason. Add your own commentary, and thank you. I hope you're an engineer who designs control systems, and we talk about the eye at birth, which has positive refractive states. Thank you and enjoy.